want to ask you about alligator pie because
it's good eating.
Yeah.
First time I ate alligator was I ate alligator in Brazil. It was a little chewy. This dude out in Manaus, this dude in the jungle gave me some alligator, and it was kind of hard to get it into my stomach. But I chewed on it because I didn't want to disrespect him. And then swallowed it too. But they know how to deal with it a little better in New Orleans. They know how to cook really well down there. But there wasn't actually an alligator pie.
I was going to ask about the song.
There is actually alligator pie. I mean, I'm sure you could find someone to cook you one too if you wanted.
I was going to ask about Stella asking you to put her name in a song.
Yeah, my little girl. I sing about grace, the state of grace, sort of. Though I'm unlikely to reach it ever, maybe my last breath, but it doesn't really matter anyway. But it's something to aspire to, at least think about. And so I sing about I mention that word quite often. And my one daughter's name is Grace, and I was sitting at home with this sort of this odd guitar I have that I love very much. It has a unique sound, and I was messing around with this little lick, and my daughter Stella came up to me. They're twins, and she came up and said, "Daddy, when are you going to put me in a song?" And a rush of guilt, but more than anything, I thought that's a really great lyric. And I ended up writing a song about a little girl, the idea of a girl. It doesn't have to be a little girl, but the idea of a girl could be a love interest when in the lower Ninth Ward and in the different areas around Mississippi during Katrina when the water was coming up. And I spoke to a lot of people down there and the different ways that they talked about those few days, and being abandoned and being hungry and terrified, and the dark, and the heat in the daytime, and the blackness in the nighttime, occasional flashlights you'd see, and just terrified, Yeah. Imagine if the water's coming up, and then you're sitting on top of a roof like this, and the water's still coming up. I mean, you're probably pretty confident the water's not going to stop going up. You probably certainly start believing in the sort of terrifying stories that you heard in the Bible, even if you weren't a believer up till then. And just kind of mixed, trying to do it as respectfully as possible, the idea of losing everything, but inside the relationship you have with this little, unbreakable, joyful spirit of a little girl,
I was going to ask you about what you're listening to now. If there's
a friend of mine, he's a banjo player named Danny Barnes, that's on this record as well. That he's awesome. God, it's so good, but it's not out yet. I think we'll help him put it out. The new Gomez record is really good. I like that a lot. But this Danny Barnes guy, he's from Austin originally. He lives up in the Seattle area in the Northwest U.S. at the right now. But this guy has such crazy lyrics and is so funky, and it's just amazing. Matt Chamberlain, the great drummer, is playing on his record. I think Matt thinks it's his favorite music he's ever played in. It's such a good record, and it's going to be out soon.
Fish touring this summer.
Mm-hmm.
It brings up the question of Horde, and you got
because
you're touring and they're touring and everybody's back together. Yeah. Do you ever miss those early days of touring with all those great musicians who couldn't be defined by a specific genre?
No, I don't know. I mean, we still keep sort of in touch with. Sorry about manhandling the microphone. We keep in touch with those guys nowadays, and sort of I don't know if I miss anything. Things are good now. I got kids. I got a little boy. I got Grace and Stella. I got a family worth fighting for. I got all the drinks I can drink. I got food. I don't drink too much. nowadays because I got other things I need to have time for. I made a good record. I don't miss my youth. I don't miss it a bit. I don't, I hope that when I'm an old, wrinkled up man that has not had any plastic surgery or been refined in any way, that's creaking and broken, that by the time I get to my death, I will have earned it. I don't want to relive any of the suffering of the childhood and that crap. Leave that up to my kids.
Thanks for coming in.
Right on.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you, too.
Nice talking to you.